I'm going to call this meeting to order. Let's begin with the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Flag,
United States of
United States of
America,
America, and to the republic
for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
one nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. Ann, would you do the roll call?
Chairman Nolan,
Here?
Commissioner Rosinski,
Here.
Commissioner Abbey,
Here.
Commissioner D'Agostino,
here,
and along with our commissioners tonight, we have our IT liaisons, Josh Cole and Nick Ganescu, along with our CFO, William Brennan, and Senior Project Manager, Carol Burns.
Great. Sunshine Law, please.
Yes, sir. This meeting today confirms with Chapter 231, Public Law of 1975, called the Open Public Meetings Act, and as per the requirements of the statute, notification of the meeting was published in the Star Ledger and Home News Tribune and filed with the clerk of Middlesex County.
Very good. Okay, Ann, you want to run with it from here?
Sure. At this time, our executive director is going to provide us with a update of our recycling report, which was distributed in the commissioner packet, but I'm sure he wants to share some highlights at this time.
Thank you, Ann. Good evening, everyone. I just would like to advise you that I had announced at the last meeting that we were having some difficulty with our provider for recycling, the curbside pickup, because of issues relating to staff and COVID. Clearly, it was not unique to Solterra. I recall being at two separate Wawas over the course of a few days, and both of them were closed. Their gas stations were closed because they couldn't get people to come into work because of COVID. So he was experiencing the same thing we saw nationally for that few-week period there. And fortunately, that has passed. We are pretty much back to normal. Pickup collections are on time. There hasn't been any lag or anything in the last couple of weeks, so we're really happy that his staff is back in full swing and getting things moving along. So we're real pleased with that. In addition, I want to just do a call out and thank you to Christy Jimenez and to Kevin Figa, two of our folks in the recycling department. They've been working with our county engineer GIS department, which has maps and details of all the different streets in the county. It's a very sophisticated system, and they're now integrating the information from that into the communities where we're doing recycling. And the benefit of this to the members of the board is that we're going to have exact house counts on every street and every block. And that information we're going to upload into the tablets that we purchased for our roving inspectors a couple of years ago, so that they're able to really be able to very accurately determine what was picked up, what wasn't, how many homes were missed. It'll also make the calculations for the recycling participation numbers much more accurate. There'll also be colorized maps that will be set up by sector for each of the different routes that the vendor is providing service for, which will make it easier for the inspectors to track the success of it and so forth. And in the interest of transparency and assisting our vendor, we'll be providing those colorized maps as well to them, so that if they have a substitute driver, as an example, for a particular route, it will make it easier for them to be able to determine what was picked up and what wasn't, and should reduce any misses as a result of a new driver on a new route. So we're really pleased with the progress on that. Did you want me to go on to train station update, Ann?
Sure, that'd be great, and then I can segue into the other redevelopment project updates.
Certainly. So our train station project is moving along. We had our another technical advisory meeting, a subcommittee meeting just a couple of days ago, and we finalized the decision on a layout of the actual platform location vis-a-vis the actual tracks that it will be between. The platform will be placed between the Northeast Corridor track number 4 and the Delco track number 5. We moved it about 100 feet easterly along the train track, and the purpose of that is that there will be, in the future, a northbound, or we should say eastbound platform constructed and a flyover to be able to get to it. By moving the platform, we're going to also be able, in the future, and again, perhaps years from now, if a deck is built, be able to have connectivity between the deck and the platform by moving the platform slightly to an easterly location. These things may not sound super technical, but when you're dealing with so many different aspects of these trains and what's there and easements and electrical transformers and track locations, you'd be surprised how moving something just 100 feet or 50 feet one way or another along the tracks is a considerable consideration for both Amtrak, Transit, and of course us as the lead agency developing the project. But the good news is that we have finalized a location, finalized a concept, and we're now going to unleash the engineer to begin the specific design. He is hopeful to have his team on the ground in the next week or so, actually doing the field measurements and survey work, which is a critical element to start the final concept design in detail that we're requiring from him in the first phase. We're hoping to have that completed within the next couple of months. That's my report.
Great. Thank you so much, Executive Director Jim Pullos. And through you, Chairman, at this time, I'm going to provide the Cancer Center garage and school redevelopment update. Starting, sorry.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's good. Thank you.
Starting with the Cancer Center, we have been provided with the information that the basement area of the Cancer Center has been fully excavated and construction has been underway in the pouring of the lowest level slab, along with work is underway in the construction of the large vaults for the linear accelerators, which are a part of the radiological equipment being incorporated into the project. Moving on to the parking garage project, mass excavation on the garage portion of the project has been completed with some targeted excavation remaining as needed, along with the footings and foundations for the garage have commenced, beginning with the column line closest to the Cancer Center. Precast concrete is expected to commence by November 2022. And then moving on to the Valente School project update, construction is well underway with the building foundations currently being poured and underground stormwater system is nearly complete. We have partial building permits at present time, and we will be seeking the full building permit over the next few months. Along with the structural steel will be commencing in April of 2022, and the project is on schedule for final completion by August 2023. Those are our substantive updates for all our pending redevelopment projects.
Great, thank you, Ann.
You are welcome. And Chairman, through you, I think our Executive Director would also like to update our board about the result of the local finance board hearing that was held this morning.
Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Chairman. With your permission, just to update you all, as you know, we have been applying to the local finance board for approval to purchase the parking deck in Carteret. The purchase of that falls in alignment with our economic development plan and our future parking endeavors, including projects that we're hoping to do at the train station in North Brunswick, and of course our recent project that we were awarded to be able to do the parking deck in New Brunswick as part of the Cancer Institute. So I'm pleased to tell you that we received unanimous approval today from the State Local Finance Board on the merits of the project to proceed with the purchase of the Carteret facility. And we'll be going through the necessary steps now to do that, and then assembling our team to continue the ongoing management and promotion of that parking deck as a parking opportunity in Carteret. So we're very pleased with the results of today's hearing and wanted to make sure that we inform the board.
Very good, thank you, Jim.
That closes out our committee reports. Moving on to correspondence, I don't believe we have any correspondence to present to the board today. Through you, Chairman, moving on to old business, there is no old business, and moving on to new business, there's also no new business. A rarity for the MCIA. Number 8 on our agenda is discussion of resolutions to which we do not have any formal action items before our board this evening. So moving on to the approval of minutes, I will ask the chairman to facilitate a motion for the approval of the agenda session of the regular meeting of January 12th, 2022.
Motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
That shall pass.
Great. We can consolidate, actually, sorry, moving on to 10, there was public comments on resolutions, but we can consolidate that to the public session as item number 13. So at this time, if Chairman, through you, if you could facilitate a motion for the payment of vouchers.
Motion for payment of vouchers.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? No. Okay, so that passes.
Yes. Then we
Okay.
move on to our public session, Chairman.
All right, Charlie, are you with us tonight? Do we have anyone from the public raising their hand?
At this point in time, our attendees, if you'd like to participate in the meeting, please press *9 so we can see your hand raised. And yes, I do see a participant that has their hand raised, just waiting for the audio to connect. There we go. We should be all situated.
Good evening.
Yes,
Your name,
hello,
please?
Commissioners.
There you
Charlie Cradaville,
Oh,
New
Charlie.
Brunswick today. Hello.
How are you?
Wanted to ask, I'm good. Yourself?
Great, thank you.
So I wanted to ask about the Blanquita Valente school project. Can anybody tell me how much of the $55 million has been spent?
I don't think we would have that offhand. So I don't
Okay,
know the million. And Ann or Jim, I don't think you have a number like that, right?
No, I do not have that information.
Okay, could somebody find that out for me and get it to me?
We will try. As fluid as things are, we'll see what we can find out, but we will certainly try.
I'd appreciate it. I do think it's an interesting question. I also want to know what happens if Devco burns through the $55 million, which of course came from Robert Wood Johnson Barnabas, and the school's not yet done. Who's on the hook for whatever remainder cost there is above $55 million?
Well, I'm not going to speculate about that, Charlie. We have no reason to believe that they have or will, so we're not going to speculate about that.
Well, I think it's a mistake to not plan for that possibility. I'm not saying it's a definite, but it's important to plan for these kind of things, especially in light of rising costs. You know, the pandemic has introduced a lot of uncertainty in the construction industry, and you know, it wouldn't be the first time that Devco has gone over budget on a project, or you know, most companies do that. So I would like to get an answer to that too, and I think we should know, especially if it's going to be the New Brunswick taxpayers that are on the hook, or this agency that's on the hook. We should know going into it so that perhaps we can be a little more vigilant about the money. I think this is really, you know, very basic stuff that really, you know, I understand if you don't have the answers at your fingertips, but those answers should be obtainable and should be public. So I hope that somebody on this call can get those to me. I know you have my contact information and you can do that. Mr. Chairman, you said you'd make a personal call about the school project to get you know, an update on it. Do you have anything that were you able to do that, and do you have anything that you learned that you'd be able to share beyond what was stated by Ms. Rowan?
No, not what was beyond that. We asked for a report, and we got the report that was read by Ann.
Okay, and I you know, I want to understand. I made a public records request for all of the reports on the school project and the Cancer Institute project. You know, the developer is supposed to be providing updates on them, and you know, got an email from Ms. Rowan today saying that, you know, there'd be a verbal report on the call, but am I to understand that there have not been any written reports submitted by Devco since August 31st, 2021? Is that the case?
Through you, Chairman, if I may.
Sure.
We received an updated report earlier today in preparation of this meeting. Therefore, that's why I indicated to Mr. Cradaville that I would provide a verbal report first, and I can supplement the request after the meeting, so I'll forward it to you immediately thereafter. The contract as it reads is that the authority has the ability to request the reports to our to Devco, to which they have been responsive, and they are meeting all their conditions and terms within the agreements. So when there's no report, that doesn't mean that we're behind or we're hiding anything. It simply means that we're on target and that there's simply nothing to report. So I appreciate your candor, and once again, I will send you that hard copy after this meeting.
Thank you kindly. Appreciate it. Let me understand about the report that was given today. The structure has not commenced. There's structural steel is now set for April 2021. Is that correct? The structure hasn't commenced?
There's, from what I understand, she said there were foundations poured, I think.
Yes, so I'll specify a little bit more that the building foundations were currently being poured and the underground storm water system is nearly complete. Charlie, what I think you're indicating right now is the question whether or not the structural steel is up, but it will commence in April.
I
And once
see.
again,
And
it is
that's
it's on schedule for final completion by August of 2023.
thank you for stating that. I've gotten similar information from the Board of Education, but I will draw your attention to the August 31st, 2021 report, which does say it's a monthly report. So it was the last monthly report until today. And it says January 2021 commenced structure. So by my count, that means things are 3 months behind schedule. The structure was supposed to commence January. It did not. And now that benchmark, that milestone, that deliverable, whatever you want to call it, has been delayed 3 months. Is that fair to say? Is that correct?
Sounds fair to me.
Okay, so that's cause for concern then. I'm, you know me.
I don't think it's.
I'm trying.
I don't think this cause
I'm sorry?
for concern. I said I don't think it's cause for concern in this in the current in any market or any situation, construction delays are pretty common. But in the supply chain issues that we've been seeing over the last year are unprecedented, and I don't know that that's specifically the reason. But go try to buy a car. It's tough to get anything these days. I can't even buy Gatorade, so it's tough to get anything. Anyway, they're doing their best, and delays happen, and 3 months.
Yeah,
it's not what we want, but it's
And
happening.
Chairman, through you, the 5-minute expiration time has.
All right,
so-
Charlie, I took a little of
If
your
I may
time. You have
finish my
you have
point.
the last sentence. Finish your point, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to say respectfully, I am concerned, and I would like to see this board be more vigilant over these matters. This is, a benchmark that has been missed, and I hope that we'll get more information as we move forward. I'll look forward to getting answers to those questions that I had earlier, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Charlie. We'll do our best.
The host would like you
Anybody
to
else from the
unmute
public?
your microphone. You can press *6 to
You
unmute.
don't see anybody?
At this time, no one from the public has their hand raised.
All righty. You know what that means. Motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Take
Aye.
care, everybody.
You are
Aye.
muted.
Be safe.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Night.